What's up, guys? It's the Carp here, back again with another episode of the AC Milan Career Mode. And if you missed last episode, we finished off the season. We qualified for the Europa League through the league, and I guess the Cup as well, because you qualify for the Europa League by winning the Cup, which we won over Inter Milan. So a decent first season, I would say. Not necessarily as good as I expected. At the beginning of the season, I would have expected to finish third, maybe fourth, but I was really hoping for at least third place, and then I was expecting to not win the league, or not win the cup even, but we ended up winning the cup and not doing as well in the league. I mean, fourth place, 1 point off of Champions League football. But anyways, I've done a couple of things at the beginning of the season off camera. I hired another youth scout because we are going to need a player from each position to satisfy that objective, and then grow one youth academy player by 5 overall points and play them in 5 matches. Should be able to do that, although last season we did that, but it was, you need to grow them by 10 points and play them in 10 games. Did that last season. It didn't count for anything for some reason or another, so I might not even worry about that. But yeah, the rest of these we should be able to meet. Shirt sales are going to be really easy. That'll happen, probably within the first month, I would say. 20,000 through media earnings, in parentheses competition prize money. I mean, that's gonna we'll do that within 1 season probably. We won't really even need the full three seasons for that. They still want us to win the champion or reach the semifinal of the Champions League within 3 seasons. We got 2 seasons left to do that. They want us to qualify for the Champions League, win the Europa League, reach the quarterfinal of the Cup, and they want us to qualify for the Champions League there, but really they want us to win the league title, which is possible. Yeah, and that one's really easy as well. But not really sure if we have the funds to challenge for the league. I mean, don't have the biggest budget in the world. Realistically, I need a striker and a cam. The rest of the team I'm fine with. Munoz is going to develop pretty well. Barrios could go up pretty highly and be a starter for us, but right now we're relying on Kaká, who's 35 years old, in that cam spot. As long as Niang stays fit for the for the season, we should be fine. But he was out for more than half of last season through injury. Dzeko's garbage. I want to sell him, and that's what I'm going to do next. Is go here now. Donnarumma refused a contract, which is not okay. But he hasn't necessarily said he wants to leave yet, and he's not leaving. Absolutely not. Unless the board forces him out, he is not leaving. I can say that with confidence right now. We only need to keep one of these keepers. It's going to be the 17-year-old, actually, because I want the one with more potential to go out, because I'm not going to be able to train them that much, because I'm going to be training other players, and I want them to get some game time. So I'll send this guy out on loan, and then Varela there will be our second choice goalkeeper. Ellie's going to stay, Gomez is going to stay, and then Paletta and Romagnoli, of course, are going to stay. Now, we only need one, really, of these 3, and I'm going to keep Vergara, I think. Actually, no, I'm going to sell him, and I'm going to keep Zapata, because he is 78 rated. I'll keep him as a reserve option. And now, Simic here, who's back from loan, is going to go on the transfer list. This guy, who's from the youth team, is going to go out on the 2-year loan list. And then the left back position, we're going to keep Grimaldo as a starter, obviously. And then Antonelli is going to stay on as our reserve left back. And this guy's going to go out on a 1-year loan. And Vanguini, however you say his name, it doesn't matter. Or at least it won't for much longer, because he's going on the transfer list. Abate and Munoz are going to be the players that stay here, maybe. Actually, I'm going to keep Munoz and Calabria, who's also pretty young. He's going to be the reserve player. Munoz is going to I'm going to keep training him, so he's going to be our starting right back. And Abate is going to go on the transfer list. And then we're going to be keeping. This guy's going to go out on a 2-year loan. Kaká's going to stay. Mastor is going to stay. Okay, and then we need a few center mids to stay. So Barrios is going to stay. Bonaventura will be staying as well. This guy is going to go out on the 2-year loan list. Isco is going to stay, of course. Let's see, who else? Modic. He's going to go on the transfer list. We have an abundance of center midfielders, including Mari, who's going to stay. And then Souza is going to go on the transfer list. And Kuchik is going to go on the transfer list. So we are going to be looking to sell a lot of players this season. Suzo is going to stay, though, as well as Honda, who I gave a new contract off camera before the season started. I figured it was worth it to keep him in the team. I mean, he did pretty good last season, and he's a decent reserve option for us. Niang and Cornet are going to be our 2 left wingers, and then Ruiz is going to go out on a 1-year loan. And then the striker position, I'm gonna keep Coltrone. Dzeko I'm not gonna put on the transfer list. I'm just gonna leave him open because I don't want to make his value go down, and I'm gonna be trying to trade him for another player, which I do have a couple players on the short list. But I do want to go look at some free agents and see if there's a striker here that we could bring in. They'd have to be a young player. Okay, so this guy could actually be decent. I'll scout him and see how good he is, and then I'm gonna go to the short list. So again, I'm only really looking for a cam and a center mid in this career mode. So a few options here. We got Bojan, Dele Alli, Asensio, Draxler, Barkley, and Meyer. I'm not sure who I prefer there. I mean, Bojan's on the cheaper side of things, and he's still a quality player. I want to know how much Meyer is going to be, how much it's going to cost to bring him in. Preferably, I'd like to bring in a cam and a striker. If we can only get one, striker's probably a little bit more important. I've got a lot of striker options. I'm just going to scroll through these here. A lot of them I'm still waiting for a scout report on, though. Morata is an option. I've got 2 Real Madrid players on this, actually. Morata didn't do that well for me at Real Madrid, but I mean, different team, and he can't do worse than Dzeko. So yeah, we've got Costa as well, who's fairly cheap considering his how good he is. So he's an option. Someone like Griezmann, we're probably not going to have the funds to bring in, but just have to wait and see how many players I can sell on, and how far we can get in this preseason tournament, which I'm going to quickly simulate through. It's a pretty easy opposition here. We should make it, at least to the next round, I would hope. Got to win there in the first game. No transfer offers yet. Honda is complaining about his role at the club. I don't know why he expects anything more. I mean, he knows he's going to be a bit part player. He signed the contract. He can't complain. But yeah, hopefully we'll go to the next round of this. We have done with a win and a loss. So 2 wins, 1 loss. Got out of the group stage. That'll bring in a little bit of funds. 2 million to be exact. Modic is out for 8 weeks, so I guess we're probably not going to be able to sell him. We've got a loan offer here for Ruiz. Perfect. It's Stevenage, who are a team that are going to be able to give him some game time. They're in the English third or 4th division. Hopefully 4th division, so that he can get more game time there. But yeah, any loan offers that come in, I'm just gonna accept, regardless of who's offering the loan. But it is nice to loan him out to a team that he's actually gonna get game time in. But we really need some transfer offers because the funds are pretty low. I'm really disappointed with how much the board have given me. To be honest, I was really expecting more heading into the season, especially because they want me to finish in the semifinal of the Champions League. That means we got 2 seasons left to do that. That means that I have to finish in the Champions League spots this season, which is completely possible. But that means that in AC Milan's return to the Champions League after, at that point, probably like 8 years, and they want us to make it straight to the semis. So that's going to be difficult. We did get knocked out of the preseason tournament pretty early, but I'm not too concerned about it. We ended up getting 5 million transfer funds off of it, and we've got a couple of transfer offers here, but I'm going to look at this first. Okay, so this guy's 60 rated. He's 17 years old. I'm going to go ahead and sign him up to a contract. I mean, what have we got to lose? That's dirt cheap. Offer him for 4 years, future first-team player. Might train him up a little bit. I don't know. He's always a third choice option. It's nice to have 3 strikers at the club at any given time. But now, who? Okay, so Vanguini here. We've got a transfer offer for him. I'm just going to accept that. I want to get him off the payroll. He's not going to be starting any games for us this season. Gonzalez is there. Got a loan offer from AS Horsens. Not sure what league that's from, but yeah, we've loaned him out there. Antonelli wants a bigger role at the club. It's not going to happen. I mean, he's our second choice left back. I would think he would know it by now. I mean, he didn't play that much last season. I mean, we brought Grimaldo in. I think late in the summer transfer window, I believe. Maybe the January transfer window, though. But anyways, I think Grimaldo is definitely going to be starting most of the games for us. Okay, we sold Vanguini there, which is good because now I don't have to worry about pronouncing his name anymore. It's not the reason I sold him, but I mean, it was helpful. We've got Miguel here, though, 60 rated striker. Not sure what his potential is, but I mean, he was a free agent, so there we go. Vieto looks to be going to Atletico Madrid. Okay, whatever. Oh, I should have read that. I'm sure Kaká was telling me about wanting to retire in that email. So used to just going through the emails quickly, so I accidentally deleted that one. But anyways, I mean, it's to be expected. He's 35 years old in this career mode. Save, maybe even 36 at this point. So I mean, he's really getting on in his career. This is definitely going to be one of. I mean, he'll play 2 more seasons max, I would say. Okay, so we haven't got that much more funds yet, but okay, so Meyer's gonna be pretty cheap actually, and 21 years old. I think I'm gonna put in an offer for. Ooh, his contract expires in this year as well. So yeah, he's definitely my primary target. So I'm gonna offer 15 million to start, plus Kuchka, and see if they accept that. I accidentally pressed B. Okay. It's good though, because I'm actually gonna try 12 million in Kuchka, because he is at least what my scout's telling me is that I should be able to get him for pretty cheap. I mean, less than 20 million. So I'm gonna try 12 million in Kuchka, because I do want to get rid of him. I'm also gonna send an offer for Asensio. I don't think I'm gonna be able to afford him, but I'm gonna go for 30 million. And who am I gonna put in this one? Not sure actually. Souza. Put in Souza. They're not gonna accept that for sure. I mean, I could definitely afford to bring him in. It's just I'm not sure if I want to spend my whole budget on that one player. Probably not. Bojan though is also gonna be fairly cheap. It seems like Meyer's actually gonna be cheaper than him though, so I'm gonna definitely go for Meyer. I'm gonna just offer 27 million straight there. See what they say about that. He's still only 26 years old. He's probably not going to progress any as a player, though. And then we'll worry about signing a striker after we sort out our cam position. Okay, so Stoke have rejected that. Real Madrid have rejected that. And, okay, so they're not interested in Kuchka, and they're not okay with the money either. So I'm going to try 14 million and Souza next, and see if they accept that. Honestly, I'm just going to go full out for Meyer here as well, because Asensio is going to cost way more, and he's not that much better. As much as I love Asensio in real life and in FIFA, I know the player he can become, but whatever. And then, I mean, Bojan's just going to be too much. I mean, too much money to be worth it, really. I mean, at that age, he's not really going to progress anymore. He could be a decent player for us, but he's not any like top quality player. Okay, so they're not interested in Souza either. So how about I switch back to Kuchka, and also 17 million. That's a pretty good offer. So hopefully they'll accept that. I'm gonna start going in for a striker as well now. I'm probably not gonna play a game in this episode, but I do want to wrap up a transfer. Okay, so strikers, I'm just going to remove Aubameyang because he's going to be too much. I didn't mean to inquire about him. Okay, so remove from short list. Griezmann's also just going to be too much money. And so is Kane. And so is Lukaku, really. So, it's between these guys. And I'd say Alcacer is probably the best option of these. I've never used him in career mode. He's a second choice player at Barcelona. So I'll see if I can get him 30 million. I'll go 33. They're probably not going to accept that. Actually, I'm going to go 30. I don't think they'll accept it, but if I can get him for 30. Oh, I've got Dzeko as well. So I'm going to go 20 million plus Dzeko is what I'm going to go for. Alcacer, 1 rating higher. He's a lot younger than Dzeko. And, I mean, if he scores 1 goal in the entire season, then he did more than Dzeko did for me. I'm also going to go in for Morata, who I could be able to bring in. He's going to be pretty expensive. I'll go 34 and Dzeko for Morata there. And then I'm also going to send in an offer for Diego Costa, which I don't think they're going to accept. He's probably going to be way too much money, but I'm going to offer 34 as well. The same thing I offered for Morata, 34 million plus Dzeko. Obviously, I only need one of these strikers, so that's why I'm offering Dzeko in each deal. Okay, getting pretty close to this game, and it's going to be against Inter Milan. I'm not going to be playing it this episode, and I'm not going to be looking at that this episode either. Okay, I'm just going to try and wrap up one of these deals. I'm only going to advance to this game. I'm not going to play it. I mean, this episode's already too long at this point. So, I've got a couple of monthly scouting updates now. And Chelsea have accepted the offer. Wow, I did not expect that. It would be great if we could bring Diego Costa in. As much of a twat as he is in real life, I mean, he's still a good player in FIFA, so... I'm going to do this training as well, too. We're definitely not going to be able to bring him in, or any player in, by the time this game comes around, though. But, see if we can... I mean, well, actually, maybe. I mean, he just has to accept the contract at this point, so we could bring Diego Costa in. Okay, so... It's not enough for Morata. Oh, come on, Schalke. I'm going to keep offering Kuchka. I'm just going to go 20 million. See if they accept that. And that's probably going to be the last thing that happens in this episode. I mean, we got one more day. Will Costa accept the contract? Let's see. Not yet. And we wasn't enough for Alcacer either. So I'm going to go 27 million plus Dzeko and see if they accept that. And that's going to be the end of this episode. So leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And I will see you guys next time.